Hey, Troops, Roofing Geeks Adventures, woo! And you're reading going, you finally got yours! Yes, after much anticipation and getting a bajillion updates from both McFarlane Toys, Kickstarter, and from FedEx going, yeah, we got the box. We got your box. We have a tracking number, and it's somewhere in a warehouse in California. It'll eventually get to you. We promise. It's finally here. So after much wait and anticipation and all this hype since Toy Fair from, wow, was it 2019? Wow, I think it literally was 2019 when the first mock-ups came up. We're all like, whoa, a new big Spawn figure. So anyway, without more delaying and stalling, y'all ready? Now this is going to be long because why not? Hey, it's 6 months late, so hey, why not? Alrighty, are we ready? Let's go. Yes, I'm starting with the box, and you're going, why the heck are you starting with the box? Well, this is how actually in many ways special this piece is. It's not just enough to stick the dang thing in one box here, okay? So you open it, there's another box in here. Yes, it's like those nested Russian dolls. Now, it's not just in the box, see, okay? On all four corners are these little plastic guard things to ensure that these boxes have enough give and the interior package is well protected and doesn't get all blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So finally, oops, I put this upside down. There it is, folks. The giant matted black box. There it is in all of its glory. Yes, the box is that big. That it actually fills up most of this chair. So what happens is you slide it out. And da 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 da. Yeah, there are multiple layers of protection to keep this thing safe and make sure that there are no blemishes, keep blemishes to minimum and everything. And you get the certificate of authenticity, the giant checklist, and there it is in all its glare-filled glory. So it's sitting in this giant styrofoam lining. Here's the clamshell box itself. And the one set of accessories. The giant sword, the little energy blast thingy, a spare head, and the little necro dagger. And of course, you got the figure itself. And there it is in all of its clamshell glory. This is in the current Marvel, McFarlane Toys scale. So it is bigger than, actually here, let me get you this is what started all. This is the first Spawn figure from way back in the day. So, I mean, you can see that it is a full head taller. But it's fun to see this because you can see how much that the new figure is a homage to the original. I mean, even the way the new cape has been sculpted, it's meant to evoke the image of the original piece. Even the clamshell packaging is very similar to what was originally used. But let's get this out of here. Now, of course, the umpteenth thing you get with all this is a commemorative comic. What this is kind of like a director's cut version of the first Spawn issue. So when you get it, the issue, let's see here, and it slides out. And what you'll see here is that, sorry about that, trying to get this thing to focus here. There we go, that's better. You see little notes here from Todd McFarlane himself regarding the pages, the panels, and everything. Wow, that's a heck of a splash page. I'm nowhere near the comic collector I used to be. I forgot how, and you know, there are all sorts of different ways of viewing his artwork over the years. But I mean, you want to talk about dynamic and evoking motion. Wow. So yeah, this is the book that comes with. Now, let us on to the figure itself. Now, like I said, it is a clamshell box. All of this packaging is designed for collectors as well as for everyday consumers. Now, what that means is that this whole thing, rather than having to rip everything open with an X-Acto knife, it is meant to be closed so that if you want to be I must have everything mint in package, bingo. See? You can put everything back and you're fine. Woo! Have this sit on your shelf for 3 bajillion years. Have great grandchildren wondering, so why did great Uncle Roy keep that? 'Cause we're not sure. So anyway, let's get this out of the package. Here's just more layers of stuff. Here it is, Spawn itself. Now the way this is set up is that there is one more piece of plastic packaging here on the inside. See, what happens is this is on the inside, another lining, figure goes in here, and this goes on top. So everything is it's transparent, so it's great for display, but also keeps everything solid and protected. Close this sucker up here. There it is. There it is. Oh, it's boring. Wow. There we are. Everything in all of its well sculpted and articulated glory. There's our figure. The obligatory stand, of course. Here we've got all the accessories. Spare hands, of course, fisted hands. These are the claw form hands that the figure normally has attached to it, but I replaced them with the special gun holding hands because, well, hey, he's got this giant assault rifle thing. But the nice thing is that, well, one, it's ridiculous, but number two, it's really well made. I mean, look at the detail in the sculpting, the painting. I mean, something like just the weapon, there was that much attention to detail for that. Let's see here. Here's the extra head, Al's head. Here's the Necro Dagger. I'm kind of, you know, I mean, you created this beauty. Here's a blast effect, you know, Necro blast effect thing that it came with as well. You know, you create this beautiful, highly detailed. I mean, look at this thing. It looks like, you know, this really arcane, magical energy blast. And then, you know, someone, I mean, what happened? Someone in marketing went, why don't you just throw in the dagger? It's only like 2 cents. I mean, but the other thing, of course, that you noticed is the giant sword. Which again, I mean, look at the detail on this thing. This thing is huge. But come on, we all know what we want to look at, right? This guy. There he his glory. Is it a perfect piece of work? No. No, that's what I'm gonna be going over. But look how huge he is. And like I said, it's a homage to the original figure. Quite the homage. And his cape is huge, and like the original cape, it flexes. So it goes for anywhere from the classic McFarlane-esque, giant, massive, redunculous-sized cape to something that just encircles him. To if you wanted to create the illusion of something smaller, then hey, folds back, so you have this illusion of, oh, the cape shrunk, or whatever way you want to look at it. And if you look at the detail just within the cape itself, the paint wash, the sculpting, creating these massive folds, figure's magnificent. Is the figure perfect? Well, this is where things get the first thing you'll notice if you really want to be persnickety, wow, I just used the word persnickety, good grief, I feel old now. You'll see that there's a gap here in the neck. Why they created such a large gap for the articulation and for the head, who knows. But that's kind of one of those things where you look at it and go, really? I've heard a lot of people talk about this pre-pose kind of weird dog-leggy shape thing that they did with the torso. For something so small to be done, it seems kind of weird that you bothered to do it anyway. Personally, I think you should either, really, if you're going to do this whole dynamic pose thing, you should have just done it, or keep it straight, because this just looks kind of awkward. Go figure. Now, the articulation on the figure is overall solid. Legs are good, double jointed knees. You've even got the feet, of course. The arms, this is where things get a little weird. There are no double jointed elbows, which, it's not a huge deal, but it's kind of surprising considering you did that with the knee, so why not do it with the elbows? Obviously, as you notice right now, this is where the issue becomes is the cape. The cape is beautiful. It's magnificent. I love this molded cape. It evokes what the character Spawn should be with that cape. You saw the pictures in there, the way it moves all over the place. It has a life of its own. Unfortunately, doing this spike shoulder thing, it looks cool, but here's a couple weird things. This doesn't come off. For all the removable things you have with this character, the fact that this is stuck for something this massive, that this doesn't come off, is a little quirky. The other thing, and actually here's the big thing, is that that's as far as their arm goes up. That's as far as it goes up. For posing purposes, static display, oh heck with it, we'll say it. If you want this dude to fight Batman, Batman's going, really? Can you move your arms up? No, I can't. Really? Your arms are stuck that way. So that's really weird. It does not have a abdominal crunch. I've always been kind of about ab crunches, but it's kind of like with everything else. If you're gonna create this, the ab crunch is kind of a nice thing to have for articulation. In terms of appearance, though, I guess they could have have it hidden under a piece of flexible plastic or blah 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 something. But ab crunch, but the fact that you got this issue with the shoulders is really kind of weird. How does it look with the weapons, though? I mean, just the sword on its own. There we go. I mean, look at that. Is that not cool? Is that not just like, wow? And as you can also see, I'm not using the stand. You don't really need the stand. The balance of the figure is really nice. So the cape reaches down far enough between the cape and the feet. And actually there's just enough give in the waist here that, you know, the figure just, as you can see, stands on its own. And I'm rotating this platform, it doesn't do anything. The guns fit easily in either hand. I intend on just keeping the gun holding hands, just because I don't like replacing hands a whole lot, just because me being paranoid happens if the hand, you know, the little attachment breaks, etc. And these hands are fine with holding any of the weapons, so fine. If you're wondering, yes, the chain is real metal. But yeah, there it is in all this glory. I mean, the paint is gorgeous. You know, the classic look with the red, the little green. The green is a nice touch, accents the eyes, and is also, you know, replicated in the necroblast and in the sword here. So yeah. So there you go. That's the figure. Is it perfect? Unfortunately, no. Like I said, there's some issues with their articulation. But overall, it is a beautiful, magnificent piece of work. As far as getting it, this is I got it with the initial Kickstarter with the initial Kickstarter program. So with shipping, this is $60, and I know some of you are going, "Wow, for an action figure." Those of you who are collectors going, "That's all?" Yeah, $60. To give y'all a little bit more of a frame of reference here, for American toy companies, say like DC Essentials, who knows if they're still doing it, but you know, they would have action figures with a handful of accessories, or let's say go up to like McFarlane with its Fortnite figures, so on and so forth. You know, you're looking at a figure that's a little, maybe an inch or two, that's about an inch shorter with about the same number of accessories. You know, you look at $20 retail. This has a host of extras, so for $60, and a lot of packaging that, like I said, is for collectors. No, you do not have to leave it in the container. You can pitch this thing if you want, but it's nice that you've got the option that if you want to just have it in your be all Gollum and going, "It's precious," you can do that easily, but you don't have to. For all this stuff, all these extra perks and bells and whistles, $60 is nothing. The bad news is that was from the initial Kickstarter program. If you go on the secondary market right now, if you go on eBay, you know, I was peeking around because I was kind of curious, you know, how crazy this is going to get. Right now, the figure is beginning to really kind of get out there. I'm seeing $200 as the average for it. Now, whether that goes up or down, you know, who knows what's going to happen at this point, as there's more accessibility to it, at the same time as there's also more hype, and yada, yada, you get the idea. But yeah, I feel very fortunately jumped on the bandwagon when this first started. Like I said, it's not perfect by any means, but it's a sweet piece of work. So anyway, there you go. So yeah, if you do get a chance for it and you see some, basically anything under $100, I would say that's a very good price. An equivalent product like this from, say, Play Arts Kai, you're looking at 150, $200. You know, it gets crazy. If you're lucky, you know, even the tiny Revoltech figures from, I think, was it Kyoto, I believe, is making the Revoltech figures. You know, even those are still like $50. So, you know, you're talking about something that is much larger. If you can get it for below 100, I would jump on it if you're a Spawn fan. It is a beautiful piece of work. So anyway, there you go. So hey, hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. May the force be with you. May the odds be in your favor, especially when you're action figure hunting. Oh lordy, never a dull moment. And as always, be good to each other, okay, peeps? Take care. Peace. Bye.